When I gave birth to my son, I thought I was bringing a future doctor, lawyer, or at the very least a half-decent plumber into the world. Instead, I got a level 89 elf warlock named Doomslayer27 who hasn't seen daylight since 2014. Hi, I'm Sharon. 60 years old, retired lunch lady, full-time realist, and mother to a man-child named Cody. Now Cody, where do I begin? He's 32, jobless, and allergic to sunlight and responsibility. He moved back in with me 8 years ago just for a few weeks after getting fired from a pizza place for, get this, delivering the wrong order because he felt the customer needed more fiber. Since then, he's been glued to my couch like it's part of his DNA, whispering sweet nothings into a headset while shouting at strangers online. Mom, I can't get a job right now. The guild needs me for a raid. A raid. Not rent, not resume. A raid. I tried. Oh, how I tried. I cooked. I begged. I even bought him a subscription to some online coding course once, thinking maybe he could turn his obsession into a career. He dropped out after 20 minutes. Said the interface was too judgy. The only consistent thing in Cody's life was his talent for avoiding effort. He wouldn't lift a finger unless it involved a mouse or a joystick. I've seen houseplants do more in a day. But I tolerated it. 'Cause I'm his mother. I figured he'd snap out of it eventually. Maybe fall in love with a nice girl who'd make him cut his hair and get a job. Spoiler: no girl in her right mind was going near a man who smells like Cheetos and calls his bedroom his command center. And then the money disappeared. It happened on a Tuesday. I remember because it was discount day at the pharmacy, and I was feeling particularly proud of myself for using a coupon on denture cleaner I don't even need yet. Life's small victories. Anyway, I got home, made myself a nice cup of tea, and decided to check my savings account, just to see how my little emergency nest egg was doing. I had about $20,000 saved up over the years. Not bad for someone who served sloppy joes for a living and reused tea bags. I logged in and almost spat my tea onto the cat. Balance $147.83. I blinked, refreshed the page, closed the browser, and reopened it like it was some kind of haunted window. Till the same. $147 pathetic dollars and 83 cursed cents. I sat in silence, tea trembling in my hand until I heard it. That familiar sound of Cody upstairs, laughing like a medieval jester having a seizure. I climbed the stairs, opened his door, and there he was, gaming headset on, eyes like saucers, surrounded by glowing electronics I definitely didn't buy. Cody, I said, voice calm in that dangerous way mothers do. Where's my money? He paused the game. Well, he muted it, which in his world is the same thing as filing taxes. Ha! My savings. My retirement. My emergency backup for when the fridge dies or I finally do. Where is it? He stared at me for a solid 10 seconds. You could practically hear the AOL dial-up tones in his brain. Then he said, with the audacity of a man who once argued pineapple is a vegetable, I borrowed it. Borrowed? Borrowed. Cody, this isn't a lawnmower. You borrowed $20,000? He shrugged. It was a flash sale. Limited edition skins. And I upgraded my setup. Triple monitors. Ergonomic chair. You wouldn't understand. You're right, Cody. I wouldn't understand. 'Cause I was too busy working while you were busy becoming a virtual wizard with $1,200 headphones. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just turned around, walked downstairs, and made a checklist. Remove Cody from house. Change bank passwords. Buy wine. I waited until the next morning. Cooked him pancakes like it was a regular day. Then I stood at the front door and handed him a duffel bag. What's this? He asked, chewing with his mouth open. It's your future, Cody. You're moving out. Effective immediately. First, Cody thought I was bluffing. You could see it in his face, this weird mix of disbelief and confidence, like I was part of some elaborate prank show and Ashton Kutcher would pop out of the closet. You can't kick me out, he said with a laugh. I live here. No, sweetheart, I said, holding open the door. You squatted here. And now you're going to squat somewhere else. He blinked at me, still chewing. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. Try the friend whose couch you've been describing as more ergonomic than mine for the last 6 months. Maybe he'll appreciate your insights on gaming chairs. To his credit, Cody didn't throw a tantrum. He just looked around like he was seeing the house for the first time. Maybe it was finally hitting him that clean laundry, warm meals, and uninterrupted Wi-Fi didn't appear through magic and motherly love alone. Eventually, he shuffled out, duffel in hand, muttering something about how this was a violation of the Geneva Convention. I shut the door behind him and did something I hadn't done in years, danced. Right there, in my fuzzy slippers, to the rhythm of my own vindication. For the first few days, it was glorious. No loud yelling at strangers over lag spikes. No empty soda cans left like breadcrumbs to his gaming shrine. No midnight smoke alarm tests caused by his attempts to microwave pizza rolls in the packaging. Just peace. And space. And dare I say, dignity. But then the text started. Cody, 8:12 p.m. Hey. Cody, 8:13 p.m. Do you know the Wi-Fi password at Nate's? Cody, 8:15 p.m. He doesn't have internet. This is inhumane. I didn't respond. Not when he asked me to send over his other gaming mouse. Not when he said his friend's basement had bad energy. And certainly not when he asked if I could just dorch him some nuggets because his friend was mad about his electric bill. Through 2 weeks, his messages got more desperate. Cody, 9:02 p.m. Mom, I think I messed up. Cody, 9:05 p.m. Nate's mom caught me vaping in the laundry room and now they want me out. Cody, 9:06 p.m. I miss your meatloaf. Cody, 9:07 p.m. And you, I guess. It was sad. Truly. But not surprising. And yet, somewhere deep inside my well-armored heart, I felt a flicker of sympathy. That flicker was quickly extinguished when I remembered he spent my emergency savings on in-game swords and glowing shoes for a pixelated assassin. He wanted to come back. He even showed up on the porch one day looking like a raccoon that lost a bar fight. Hair greasy, jeans falling off, and that faint smell of energy drinks and regret. Mom, I'm sorry, he mumbled, hands in his pockets. I'm sure you are, I said. But being sorry doesn't refill bank accounts. He stood there, disheveled, hunched, like a character rejected from The Walking Dead for being too pitiful. His gamer shirt was stained with something orange, probably a Dorito-based sauce, and his eyes had that glazed-over look only achieved by 12 straight hours of online failure and off-brand soda. Just let me crash for a few nights, he said. No. But... No, Cody. But I'll sleep on the floor. I know you will. That's where life's been putting you anyway. He blinked. I don't think he was used to this version of me. Firm, unshakable, freshly moisturized, and absolutely done. You said I could always come back if I was in trouble, he whined. I did say that. I also said not to eat week-old Chinese food, and you remember how that ended. Words mean nothing to you until your intestines are on strike. He sighed and turned around, defeated. I didn't slam the door. I closed it slowly, motherly, yes, but with the finality of a vault. Now, don't think I'm heartless. I wasn't cheering while he wandered off to sulk in someone else's basement. But you know what they say, if you always catch the bird when it falls, it never learns to fly, or get a job, pay rent, or update its resume. A few days later, I heard from Nate's mom. Apparently, Cody had been borrowing her hairdryer to warm frozen pizza, using the vacuum as a gaming chair backrest, and claiming her houseplants were judging his energy. She kicked him out after finding him asleep inside her linen closet, headphones on, talking in his sleep about mana crystals. Where did he go next? Rumor has it, he bounced between old friends, fellow online teammates, and one very confused Uber Eats driver who briefly let him crash in a Prius. Eventually, he landed at the local YMCA shelter, which, by the way, offers career counseling and basic hygiene, both of which he badly needed. Meanwhile, I was thriving. I repainted the living room, took up water aerobics, even started dating a nice man named Eugene who thinks Fortnite is a fancy dinner event. Bliss. Every so often, I get a message from Cody. Cody, 2:44 a.m. Sorry again, Mom. I miss you. Hope you're good. Cody, 2:45 a.m. This dude in the shelter says I should learn Excel. Is that a video game? I didn't respond to all of them, but I read them. 'Cause no matter how fried his brain was from digital sword fights, he was still my son. My dumb, lovable, broke son with an inventory full of virtual loot and a real-life debit card that now reads declined. It was about 3 months after I kicked Cody out when I saw him again. I was walking out of the library. Yes, I still read real books. Some of us prefer our fantasies printed on paper, not streamed through a headset, when I spotted him sitting on a bench near the bus stop. He looked better. Not great. Not employable with benefits better. But better in the way a houseplant perks up after you stop watering it with soda. His hair was shorter. He was wearing a shirt with buttons, actual buttons, and he didn't smell like a beanbag chair. Hey, Mom, he said, sheepish. Hey, Cody. He shifted on the bench like it was made of lava. Got a job. I blinked. Does it involve actual pants? Yes, he said. And a name tag. Well, I said, miracles do happen. Apparently, he was working part-time at a retro game store. Irony not lost on either of us. But the important part? He was earning. Saving. Learning the difference between wants and needs. I'm also trying to pay you back, he added, voice low. I mean, eventually. I know it'll take years. I stared at him, this tall man-child who once spent $600 on a virtual flaming cape, now offering me $20 bills from a real paycheck like they were sacred scrolls. And you know what? I didn't want the money back. Not really. That ship had sunk, caught fire, and been looted by pirates a long time ago. But I wanted this. The awareness. The effort. The sign that maybe, just maybe, rock bottom had taught him what I never could between grilled cheese and laundry loads. So I took the $20. Not for me. For him. Because it mattered more that he gave it than I got it. I'll always love you, I said, standing up. But you're still not moving back in. He grinned. That's fair. Now here's the kicker. Do I wish I hadn't lost my $20,000 retirement savings to pixelated armor and streaming subscriptions? Sure. But I've gained something far more valuable. Peace, quiet, and the ability to microwave food without hearing, Mom, pause the Wi-Fi. And Cody? Well, he's still a work in progress. But at least now he's progressing. Slowly. With pants on. So to all the other parents out there raising grown-up toddlers with battle passes and no job history, stay strong, set boundaries, and change your online banking password. Twice.